All right. Oh, people start showing up. Mr. White Whale, what is up, man? Oklahoma's worst anger. What's up, dude? Did you just stop doing live streams altogether, or what's going on? M&K in the house. How you guys doing? Simon, good evening. We will have Gabe here shortly. Fashionably late, as always. I'm sure he's watching on his way up, too, so. So what's everybody been doing? I haven't talked to anybody in a couple of weeks, so Gabe and I have been busy doing some things, and last weekend was Memorial Weekend, so we didn't mess with it. So much family stuff going on. I'll be live this week to update everyone. All right, cool, dude. I'll make sure I tune in. Actually, no. This is the one Wednesday I can't watch. I got my bass club meeting. But I'll watch it as soon as I get home, though. Mad Matt, what's up, dude? Oh, White Whale NBA is in here. I got to go. Is you're in here. I guess I missed something there with White Whale and Oklahoma's worst angler. Simon, I tell you what, I think we're going to we didn't really discuss a topic for tonight, but if you guys have anything in mind you want to go over, hey, we can do whatever you want. Like I said, I know most people are probably in the spawn or past the spawn. I know a couple of northern guys are probably just hitting it, but I know around here, most of them are post spawn. So Tom's in the house. Hey, what's up? I'm out by the lake waiting for a topwater bite to start. There you go, dude. I tell you what, for me, I'd rather fish topwater in the evening than the morning. But that's just my opinion. I like it better. It seems like you get bit a little bit better, but the morning you can keep going. When that evening hits and it's nighttime, you're pretty well done for the most part. Unless you're into night fishing. That's a whole nother ball game there, though. Bob's in the house. Oh, let's see. I just wanted you to know I'm glad we got you out on a kayak. Yeah, I didn't mind the kayak as much as I thought it would. As much as I thought I would. It was definitely an experience. I know I talked to White Whale a little bit with it too, and our Oklahoma's worst angler. We kind of went back and forth on it a little bit, and I have a lot of respect for guys in kayaks. That's a totally different ball game to fish. You're fighting wind, you're fighting, tree limbs, and I mean just about everything out there. You really take for granted being on a bass boat sometimes. Just being up there and having your foot do your work of where you're going and what's going on, and you're just kind of leisurely casting wherever you want, and you can position yourself however you want. That kayak is completely different. I was blown away on how tough that actually was, especially with the wind we had. And I know Bob told me, he typically doesn't go out when it's that windy, but it was definitely a neat experience. I will be going again. I know Bob's, done inviting me. He wants to take me on a little creek cruise. So I would really enjoy doing that, especially with a little ultralight, something like that. I don't care if we're catching bluegill or whatever, something's better than nothing. So Whitewell says, I'm just kidding. I love the June boat too. All right, McKay. Good. Simon says, what lures do you use for bass after spawn? That's actually a pretty good topic there, actually, Simon. So after the spawn, one key lure that I can tell you that I typically lean towards a lot, and let's just say, okay, let's start from early. I mean, as soon as they get done spawning, I'm going to look for something a little bit more slow falling. Bass are going to be tired. They're going to be wore out from spawning and fanning beds and this and that. So I like something typically a little bit slower falling. Even a Texas rig with like an 1/8 ounce weight on it, or even something weightless. Senkos are a great choice that time. Now it's a pretty short period there. Now once you get through that, then I'm gonna look more towards that either a double willow spinner bait that's got some small blades on it, or a swim jig is another good option. You'll start seeing a lot of bass fry swimming around, stuff like that. That's a good time to be throwing them. They get real aggressive when they get those bass fry, and if you have a body of water that you can see that's got a little bit clearer water on it or something like that, you'll see a lot of those bass fry kind of swimming around and stuff like that, and you can swim right through there. And almost every time you're going to get bit by one of the males or something that's up there protecting them. So it can be a lot of fun doing that. Even top water works real good for that too. Let's see. Say bass guys in here. What's going on, man? BP says, wow, I finally got a notification. That's good, dude. I've been struggling with notifications. I've talked to a couple different people that hit me up on Instagram that were actually having the exact same problem. They noticed like some of their videos, they were getting like half the views they normally do. Some of them weren't getting any notifications on some of their main channels that they watch all the time either. And that was kind of my deal, is I wasn't getting a lot of notifications. If you guys comment on my videos and stuff like that, a lot of them I won't even get. So I just kind of periodically go back and check it and just kind of read through though. So if I don't answer you right away or pretty soon, it's because I just haven't checked it yet. So let's give it time. I'll get to you. Rick says, what's up? Any fishing reports from Newton? I don't have any from Newton, but let's see. Well, BP. Tom says up by St. Louis. They're mostly post spawn. Got 4 yesterday on a Whopper Plopper 75. Nothing wrong with that. I actually got a couple on the Whopper Plopper Sunday. They weren't real aggressive. It was a lot of small bucks swimming around, but Sooner fishing in the house. What's going on, dude? Yeah, it's been a while, definitely. Oh, let's see. Rick says wall-to-wall boat since Friday, and they're catching numbers. No reports on anything big. There you go. Oh, there you go. Some homeless guy just come walking in. I don't know who he is.
Hey, what's going on, dude? I'll go to the bathroom. You're right.
All right. So, let's see here. Bob says there's no spot lock unless you got a 3,000 to spend. Yeah, that's no joke. 3,000 to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're into a lot of kayak tournaments, I could definitely see spending that kind of money. But if you're just a weekend angler or something like that, and I don't see that kind of money. Let's see. David said, good to see everyone. Yeah, David, thanks for joining. Let's see here. Just how you doing, bud?
Good evening, folks.
Yeah. And Whitewell threw out the fluke there. That's another good post spawn.
What are you talking about?
Talk about some good post spawn baits. I was suggesting, like something slower falling right when they get off the beds because they're pretty weak. They don't want to move a lot. And then maybe transition to like a small willow blade spinner bait or like a swim jig when the bass fries start coming around.
Yeah.
And like I said, Whitewell just mentioned the fluke. That's another really good one. So.
Yeah, that swim jig's been
on fire.
Swim jig's been the deal for me. I've been keying on the last couple times I've been out. I've been keying on the bluegill beds, which is about the same time the bass are post spawn. That's when the bluegills start making their beds.
The old
and
honeycomb banks.
Yeah, and you got the fry garters and the bluegill beds, and it's all kind of happening in the same area. So, like I fished last week. I was fishing shallow, trying to just find some more shallow fish before they start getting a little bit deeper. And I was just concentrating on bluegill beds, just looking for bluegill beds. And I ended up having a pretty good day once I got focused on that.
Yeah, David said his are finally on the beds. Man, that took a quick swing, David. So that's only been a couple weeks ago we were talking about that.
He's up north, isn't he?
What's up, dude?
Yeah, I know those.
Go on.
Those northern lakes up there, it happens fast. A lot of them are shallow, and they got real dark bottoms. Those fish, once that ice gets off the water, I didn't realize how fast that water warmed up. I mean, it goes from it gets up in the 60s really quick within just a matter of, a few weeks. And those fish get up there and do their thing quick with the quickness. I've been looking out deep. I'm ready for them fish to get out deep. Around here, two things kind of happen two main things kind of happen in post spawn. You got group of the fish will stay up shallow for most of the summer, and then you got groups that will move offshore. So right now it's a big transition period. There's still some fish that are garden fry and feeding on bluegill, and there's starting to be some fish moving out a little bit.
I found one of the ones that was feeding on bluegill.
Yeah, you did.
She was stuffed too. Which I seen another one down around that same corner down there.
Really?
Yeah.
Different fish?
I think it's different. Yeah. Let's see here. That was actually Oklahoma thing I was trying to call.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was something important, like he was going to tell us we weren't coming through on the media or something. Let's see here. Where were we at? Thanks. Good. WWF, how are you? Thanks for advice. Hanging in there.
What's up, Chuck?
Yep, Chuck's in the house. I must be lagging because the voice is off from the video. Yeah, I not saying it's you, Sooner, but I've got pretty dang good internet here, so.
Yeah, I was listening to a little bit of it on the way up here, and it would stall out for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
It's not here though. It must have just been the internet service on the road or whatever. I think it's fine.
I'll say it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So it's got really good service yet.
Rick has a good question. Are there any good kayak clubs with bass tournaments in Southern Illinois? I know on the lakes that I fish over there, I run into a lot of kayakers that do. I'm not sure of the tournament circuit, but it's like a month-long circuit, and they weigh in they measure their 5 longest fish for that month, and that's some kind of tournament, and that's going on in Illinois. And I know I got a friend up in the St. Louis area, Rick, that's doing that in Missouri.
But
as far as a traditional tournament, I'm sure
I've got a buddy that fishes them.
Really?
I'm trying to think. He said the name of it too. I don't remember what it was. But it's like you said, they send in photos. It's not like they don't meet anywhere. I don't think they pay by like PayPal or something like that or whatever it is, but he fishes a lot of those.
Yeah, and those guys can go any lake they want within that state. They can go anytime they want. It's just their 5 longest fish. And then you get a cumulative weigh-in or whatever measurement at the end of the month. But as far as an actual club, just like a traditional bass club, I'm sure there is. I'm just not aware of them. I mean, I know they have the tournaments, that are, everybody shows up and they put in wherever they want and they take photos and measure, release, and all that. And it's the best catch for I guess it's the five longest for that day. But as far as an actual club, I'm not sure.
Yeah, not something I look after, but.
What's going on, Whitewell?
Yeah, he said his summer pattern is here already. I don't doubt that. I've noticed it. I'm going to say in local small lakes, I've noticed that. Mm-hmm. But I would say your bigger lakes like Ozark, stuff like that, I bet they're probably still in that post spawn.
Yeah, things are just a little bit behind still, but I've been seeing high 70s. I actually saw 82-degree water temps in some of the pockets about 4 or 5 days ago. And the main water was 77, 78. So I mean that's plenty warm.
Oh, I wish I had this on the other program so I could highlight that. Bob's being a jerk already.
Oh yeah. You're just gonna have to wait and see what happens, Bob. But yeah, I do have a bigger boat. That's a Ranger 520. It's a 03 model, and I don't get it out a lot, but man, it's nice when I do get it out. You got a lot more room, and you go a lot faster. This fish is a little better.
Rick there had a good question. He said we like box and lures, but he uses dirty swim jigs. What are some other good swim jigs? I will tell you right off the top, if I don't have moccasin, I'm going with 6 cents. I really, really like their swim jigs. Number one, they got a screw lock on the back of them. Their heads are good. Their skirts are good. The only issue I've ever seen with them, and I kind of showed Gabe this too, is the paint chips off real easy on the heads. But if you got nail polish or something like white paint or something like that, you can just paint it right back if you're really worried about it.
Yeah.
But to me, that's not a huge deal. So.
Yeah, I've used a lot of different swim jigs. It's funny. I didn't fish a swim jig around heavy cover a lot until the last couple of years. I was typically just using it for grass. So there's two different styles of head. A grass based swim jig, you typically want something that's a little more cylindrical, a little more rounded, comes through the grass a little bit better. And then for wood, you want something with kind of that flat bottom, because what will happen is if you've got something that's round, when it's coming over that tree limb, it'll want to roll over on you and you get hung up a little bit. But if you got that flat bottom, it tends to stand up a little bit better. And that seems to be the two main head styles that you have to look for, depending on, what kind of cover you are fishing. But there's a lot of good swim jigs out there. I will say though, moccasin was my favorite.
Tom said he wants to know when part 2 of the pink shirt challenge is going to drop.
Well, part 2.
You got one dropping tomorrow, right?
I'm dropping my version of it tomorrow, and then me and Greg will talk about when we're gonna drop part 2 after the show. But it'll be next week, early next week. I'd like to see it drop on Tuesday, like kick it back one day.
Kick it back? No, we can do that.
Yeah. That's just, we'll see. It'll be early next week though.
Yeah, I'm good with Tuesday.
Yeah.
With my views today, I'm not worried about Monday or Tuesday right now because it's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on, but
Monday's a tough day. People are getting back, back to work and getting things going again.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's kind of like the weekend. People don't watch a lot of stuff on the weekend. They're out on the water. I think that Tuesday through Friday is kind of the sweet zone.
Yeah, we can definitely plan on Tuesday. That's fine.
Sooner Fishing said what's he talking about? I thought I was watching one.
Oh, he's talking about the internet connection.
Oh,
So, Denny's in the house. Hopefully he's up there resting his knee. Man, he's been whooping some butt at tournaments here lately.
Yeah, DJ, that was a nice fish you caught there at Clearwater.
First place the week before or 2 weeks before that?
Yeah. And
then Big Bass is the next one.
Yeah, that was a nice fish. I'm going to Clearwater tomorrow, Denny. I'm gonna jump in the boat with Phil. Yeah, I'm off tomorrow.
Hang on,
I'm trying to get in some new lakes, man.
No notification. Man, you texting on YouTube?
No, I'm trying to fish some different stuff this year. I went to Wapapello and dropped that video, and that was a good day. And
Wapapello and Clearwater can be hit or miss. They can be either a lot of fun, or they can be just.
It could be really tough tomorrow because the water's been up really high, and
they dropping
DJ, you know this, yeah. They're dropping, and it's been dropping really, really fast. So it's going to be tough.
That'll be tough.
But I'm going. My goal tomorrow is just to go and film that area, just kind of shed some light on that area, and just show a lot of the lake. And if we catch some fish, that's great. But if we don't, at least I'll have some footage of what that lake looks like and the trip down there and stuff. So it might just be a documentary road trip. Who knows?
Oh, I just seen Sooners, what he was talking about, the Kung Fu movie. I got you. I got it. You said that a while ago, and I thought, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, I might have skipped ahead a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom said bass clubs are starting up back there again. Yeah, hopefully I'll find out, not tomorrow, Wednesday evening. We've got our bass club meeting. So hopefully we'll get started back up again. We've got one coming up actually at Kincaid.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Nice. Well, you know where to go.
Hopefully we get to fish that one. I hope that's what I was kind of hoping for. But
Chuck says Lake Erie in Buffalo is still 49 to 54 degrees. Man, that's some of my favorite water temperatures though. Right when it starts getting into that mid 50s,
they get aggressive.
Yeah, they really just kind of turn on. So you're getting right there, man. It's getting ready to take off for you. Yeah. And BP Fishing said he's been killing them on the white swim jig. Same here, man. That white swim jig's been the deal. Black and blue and the white, but they were on the white when we fished. Definitely.
Yep. They were on the white the other day too, and all that.
Yeah.
Dave said, enjoyed the yak video. Don't give it up, brother. Sometimes all you can do is laugh and shake your head. Oh, man, I did a lot of shaking my head, but that was from gnats. Those things are killer.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely, I'm going to go again. It was definitely a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. The wind was tough, but like I said, I enjoyed doing it. It was definitely a whole different ball game.
Yeah, it is. It's tougher than what it looks.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to deal with that paddle all the time. If you had a foot drive, it'd be quite a bit easier. And I imagine if you did it more, you'd probably invest in a foot drive.
Yeah, I think that would make the big difference.
I mean, I definitely would. Because I remember I fished out of a kayak a couple times, and I remember you always got to worry about that paddle, the paddle placement. You're always introducing water into the boat.
Well, unless you're Bob. Bob has these neat little rubber plunger things on the end of his paddle, so the water don't come down the paddle.
Oh, it doesn't run. Okay, it stops it.
Now mine, on the other hand,
you got soaked in.
I was sitting in a puddle. I thought I peed my pants. I was like, man.
Yeah. Yep, I've been there, man. That's kind of my experience too.
Yeah.
Yep. And then that wind's blowing. You kind of start drifting around, swirling.
Yep.
Canoes are the same way, man. Canoes.
Oh yeah.
I don't like fishing out of canoes. Last time I fished out of a canoe, I was fishing 11 Point River and we were trout fishing. I fly fishing on trout fish, and I hooked about a 3.5, 4 pound rainbow on a fly rod, and we were going down. We were getting close to these rapids. There's these big boulders in the middle of the river, and you got to know which gap to shoot, or it can get bad real quick. So I was kind of set up to the left side of that little run, and my indicator goes under, and I set, and it's a big rainbow, and she just starts kind of pulling my canoe sideways and around, and I'm kind of trying to paddle to back paddle and keep from getting pulled. It got really dicey there for a little bit. She ended up pulling off. I got to see her, but canoes are dangerous. I've flipped a canoe too. Lost all my crap. Got stranded out on the root wad out in the middle of the river. So
it sucks.
I like John boats.
Yeah. Yeah. Sooner said everyone going to smash that thumbs up. Definitely. Thank you, dude. VA Bastard, how's it going, man? Steven says going to drop some mealworms on some brim beds tomorrow. There you go.
You'll tear them up, man.
Yeah. That's what I took the grandkids did the other day. They were having a ball.
Yeah.
So
I've seen some really big bull bluegill the last week or so over there.
So we haven't taken any red ear out since I put them in. They've been in there for probably 6 years, and man, they're getting like this.
Really?
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, they're getting big. Yeah.
Got some shoulders on them too.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to take them out yet. I think I'm gonna wait another year or two, because I've seen what big red ear get too, and they're monstrous.
Mm-hmm. They fight hard too.
Yeah.
They really dig sideways.
Yeah, my granddaughter loved fighting that one. She thought it was Oklahoma's worst angler. Right? They got a whale. I'm like, whatever.
So Bob says for kayak tournaments, go to Tourney X page and you can find all of the clubs that are around. That's a good tip, Bob. Appreciate that.
Tourney X.
Chuck's been experimenting with the 6th Sense with speed wakes, made to burn. I don't throw a lot of wake baits. I have. I just don't. They're not in my current arsenal. I used to throw the Baby 1 minus and then the redfin. You remember the redfin, the jointed redfin shad? That sucker will catch some fish in the right situation. Right now is the time to actually throw that. It's a floating like big rogue looking thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the hell it was I had. Mine looked like the Brokeback Mountain, but I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain. Brokeback Minnow.
Sure that was a fishing lure?
Yeah.
You better take the hooks off.
I pulled the game.
You better take the hooks off of that, brother. You might wind up in the hospital. How are you going to explain that?
Brokeback Minnow.
Get this man out of my ER. Bob's.
Good.
I said Bob's thinking Greg will look funny in a pink shirt. I think anybody's going to look funny in a pink shirt. You got to be a man to wear a pink shirt. If I have to wear a pink shirt, I'm not calling it pink. I'm going to call it salmon.
Salmon.
Yeah. Or coral.
Coral. Oh, whatever. I'll start calling you Cora.
Cora.
Ever fish out of a belly boat? A belly boat. What is a belly boat?
Belly boats, you sit in it, right? It's just like an inner tube and you sit in it.
I don't know. I've never heard of a belly boat. I've probably seen them. I don't know what a belly. I've never heard of belly boat.
There's a channel, a friend of mine, Don, out of Jefferson City. It's I think it's called Midwest Fishing. I need to find that out for you guys. He has a lot of really cool videos. He sits on it's like it's an inflatable pontoon type thing, it's like you sit in a chair, right? You got these big arm rests, and he puts waders on, and a lot of times he puts fins on, and he's got a little graph on there, and he's got he's got a chesty, obviously, but he shoots some really good videos out of that.
So it's like an inner tube? Like,
well,
so
no,
like
it's not. It's like a big recliner. I think he calls it a pontoon. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you guys know what I'm talking about, but you sit in it and you just kind of kick your way around the lake, and it looks real comfortable.
I'll be damned. I think we're going to make Denny the honorary guy that keeps our blooper reels going. He can just stack them up, keep them under computer.
Yeah, exactly. He's getting a little repertoire.
Yes, an inner tube with a canvas cover and 2 holes for your legs. Now, the only thing I can't say this, Bass Guy. A buddy of mine, when we were younger, we have a creek that runs. His grandma and grandpa have land that's on the creek, and about 2 or 3 miles down the creek, there is a bridge that everybody swims at and this and that. We used to put inner tubes there and just take ultralight poles and kind of fish like that too. We'd take ropes and run them through the inner tube to where we could make like a little seat in there. So that's probably kind of the same thing, I bet. You kick yourself around the pond with swim fins. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always kind of leery of having my feet down in the water. It's something about. I don't know. Man.
You ever swim at Kincaid?
No.
So we swim over there all the time.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's not the muskie that you have to worry about. It's the damn bluegill.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they peck the crap out of you. I mean, they pinch skin.
Yeah, really.
And I mean, it's not like it's an aggressive bite. They come up and they grab it and try to swim to the side. And I mean, it's pulling. I mean,
they grab hold of your hair too, don't you?
Yeah.
Right down your leg. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I'd rather have the muskie come up and lash on my leg. At least I can have a good story with that.
Yeah.
Not I got attacked by a bluegill. Make you sound like a sissy till you go out there and do it.
Right. No, it's something about my legs dangling down in an inner tube. I can be in the water swimming, it's no problem, because I just feel more in control. But when I'm like my body's on one plane and my legs are down here, I just feel like I'm shark bait. It just makes me nervous. You never know. They found an alligator in Kentucky Lake. You saw that, didn't you?
Whatever. Did they really?
It's a 4-foot alligator. It was on the road. I think it was a pet or something.
Oh, I was going to say somebody had to put it in there.
But you never know. I mean, there could be an alligator in Kincaid.
Don't tell me that crap. I swim in there all the time.
Swimming around there with your pink shirt, tracking alligators.
Oh, here it comes.
No, it just makes me nervous. And that's another thing with the kayak.
So, like, if you actually fell out of the boat while you were fishing and didn't have a ladder to get back in the boat, how are you getting back in there? I mean, your feet are going to be dangling there.
Oh, I get back in the boat really
like
fast. I don't even know if I
out.
get wet. I don't even know if I get wet.
So, like, I mean, how much money are people going to offer if he accidentally, like, got pushed over or something? I mean, he pushed me over a cooler.
Yeah, I think that was self-inflicted there. That was your own cooler too.
I know.
In your own boat.
It hates me.
Yeah. I have not. Have you fell out of a boat yet? Like out of a boat?
No, I came really like I had a hand and half my arm down in the water.
Really? And you guys ever fell out of a boat? I've stumbled. I've actually bent a reel handle stepping down right before I fell out. Hitting a stump. You know, that's usually how it happens.
Well, actually, mine was after the stump. It was when I had my motor guide with the electric steering and everything. I hit the stump, and my trolling motor went absolutely haywire. That's when it kept spinning around.
Oh.
It just spin around. It was stuck on high and just take off this way. And all of a sudden, it just grabbed and then just shoot back that way. Well, when it shot back the other way, it threw me off balance.
Oh,
and I fell over like this and was, like I said, my arm was in the water. But then I finally crawled up there and had to unplug the stupid thing. But yeah, it was nuts.
That's pretty scary. You got those suckers kicked up on high and then you shoot to the side. There's a lot.
Well, what it was is where I was at. It was up on that real shallow end of Perry County.
Okay.
We're in that sand.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt the back of it dragging. So I lifted the motor up and it was still dragging on the bottom of the boat. So I put it on high to kind of pull it up out there and get out in the deeper stuff. And I ran right into a stump. And it went haywire after that. But
yeah.
I seen Bass guy said he had a 5-pounder on a fly rod. Said towed him around for about 15 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's right up my alley, dude. I haven't
And
caught
an inner
any-
tube with your feet dangling?
Well, on a fly rod, you got me at fly rod and 5-pounder. I've not hooked well, I guess he's probably talking about trout. I have hooked 5-pounder trout, but
He said 5-pound bass.
okay, bass. Yes, I have not done that yet. I've hooked some big catfish. I got broke off the other day in my farm pond on it with a big old, about a 10-pound cat. It happens quick, and they bulldog, and they're really hard to get in. I can get in those 3 or 4-pounders, but those 10-pounders are really hard to get in. I was fishing for bluegill. I was just throwing a little yellow woolly worm. It just sinks real slow, and those catfish come in there in the evening, and they start feeding on those bluegill, because the bluegill are focused on the surface because there's a lot of bugs hatching and stuff. And those catfish, you can see some swirls. All of a sudden, you start seeing some swirls, and it's getting ready to go down. So I'm casting, trying to catch those bluegill, and 9 times out of 10, one of those big channel cat grab a hold of that little fly and just you fished with a fly rod before?
Yeah.
They're really wimpy.
I have.
You don't have much backbone at all.
Yeah.
And that's a
I don't like
5-weight
them.
fly rod. Yeah, you don't like
I'm not worth the crap out of them.
Yeah. If you had like
I
an
can whip
8-weight,
I can whip myself in the back of the neck with it. I can tell you that.
it's easy to do. It takes a while to get used to. It's totally different.
Dave said 10 mile an hour wind is about tops for yakking. Definitely invest in an anchored trolley. I've got a trolley motor on mine with a Bigfoot switch. Very useful to hold your position and cruising back to the ramp.
Yeah.
If I invest in one, it's probably going to have to be something like that. But
Now,
of course, I've got to pay for a bass boat right now.
yeah, exactly. Now, Dave, do you got electronics on that? I think it's cool how they can pimp a kayak out.
Yeah, Bob's got a nice. I think his is a Garmin. I think, isn't it, Bob? Yeah, Bob's still on there. I think he's got a Garmin or no, Humminbird. Maybe it's Humminbird.
Oh, wow. So Chuck said one day he was fishing with his brother, and he decided to push him into the Niagara River. I guess he just needed to cool off.
What are brothers for?
That's right.
Been close, but never far.
I've wanted to push a few people out of the boat before.
Nice. Oh, there. Yep, Kevin sent me one. So that's what it is right there.
That's a belly tube, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, see, now that pontoon's like that, but it's cut out in the front, and you just sit in it. Your feet are actually, your knees are above the water and stuff.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
No, they use those out west a lot for trout fishing in those ponds, those high country.
That's kind of a
lakes and
neat
stuff.
little setup. You got little pouches on the side and everything. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but
That's your belly boat.
yep, that's the belly boat. That actually showed up better than I thought it would. Chuck says sober up.
Gotcha.
Greg, any luck with the new engine? Not going new, David. My thing is for $7,000-8,000, you're looking at a used one. And my thing is if it's off of a boat, why is it off of a boat in the first place? I guess if they total the boat out, I could see something there or whatever. But probably I'm going to say 90% of the motors that are off of boats are probably off there for a different reason. And it's just kind of hard to go spend that kind of money with no warranty on this and that. I'm actually getting mine rebuilt from the bottom up for a lot less than that. So, and it has a 3-year warranty. So that's kind of the avenue I went. That way, at least I know what I've got, and I got a little bit of a warranty with it. So
When you supposed to be getting that back? Have you heard anything?
he said it would only take like a week or two after they sent it off. So they sent it to South Carolina to a big Mercury whatever guy that does all that stuff. So he's going to do all the port and polish and all that stuff and get it all redone. So we'll see what happens.
So I got that the channel I was talking about where the guy fishes out of the pontoon. It's called Show Me Fish Tales. That's my buddy Don out there in Jefferson City. You guys get some time, check that out. It's called Show Me Fish Tales, and he does.
I'll put a link down there.
Yeah, put a link down there. He's a good guy, man. He's a really good guy. My aunt lives in Jefferson City, and we typically go there on Thanksgiving. And I was going to actually get together with him and meet him and stuff down there this year or last November, but it just didn't work out. I plan on visiting him next year. I just like to. He lives actually just a few miles from my aunt, and he fishes a Show Me Fishtails.
Show Me Fishtails.
Yeah, lives close to Binder Lake, and then he fishes a lot of the conservation. Yeah, that's him right there. A lot of the little conservation lakes and stuff. But he's been doing it for a while. Some of the real funny ones are he's got a buddy named Barry. If you see any on there, the Don and Barry show, those are hilarious. Those guys are just, you can tell they've been lifelong friends and they just give each other crap the whole time. A lot of those are out of I think Barry has like a 21-foot Phoenix, like a 921 or something. They're out on Table Rock Lake, and it's nonstop. It's just funny. They're just messing with each other the whole time. It's really good for a laugh.
Joe said he bought a 225 fresh rebuilt motor for $4,000. Yeah, Joe, that's kind of what I'm ended up with, I guess you could say. So, like I said, I didn't want to get rid of my motor. And the biggest thing, even with the guy that's working on it, they kind of look through it a little bit. There's no leaks. There's no wear and tear on it. I mean, it's been very, very well taken care of. And that was just kind of a fluke deal, I guess. I mean, the piston did that, but I guess it happens. Sounds good. You'll be back in action in a few weeks. Yep, dude, I hope so.
Do you think that was tied into your water pump? Have you wondered that? Because your water pump went out.
Well, we thought it went out. What it was is it wasn't peeing a whole lot, and I didn't think it was peeing enough. And one of the guys in my club actually has the exact same year motor. I mean, it's identical. He's got it on his Ranger, and his is the same way. If you're setting it idle, that boat hardly pees at all. But they say that 200 mercury like that just does not pee a lot. Now, when you're up and running, I mean, it's a steady stream. But
well, that's how the Optimax was, years ago. That you'd have a problem.
The Optipops.
Yeah. Well, when you were at an idle, the alarm would go off because it wasn't getting enough water pressure in the water pump. I remember that being a common problem. Like when you had the RPMs up, it was fine, but just for idling, it wasn't good on that motor for some reason. Just like weak intake or something.
Yeah. Says we need to go to the city lake in Fredericktown and have a 3-fish competition. Yes, it's a Garmin no side scan, but it is clear view. That's all I need. Yeah.
Yeah.
A Garmin.
Have you been to the Fredericktown City?
No,
Lake?
I've never been there.
It's a neat little lake. I got a video on there from last year. I went there after work one time. It's got a little river, small river that runs through it. And then at the end where the boat ramp is, there's an actual spillway where the water just dumps over. It's a drop. It's like a 60-foot drop down there, and the creek just keeps going.
And Bob wants to take me there in a kayak.
Yeah. Well, he'll probably tell you where.
Bob wants to get rid of me.
Yeah, that's what sounds like a setup.
Yeah, I think Bob's going to let me go over the edge.
Yeah,
he's seen how great I was in the kayak before.
If you're standing on the boat ramp, looking at the lake, don't go to the left then.
Okay.
Don't let Bob take you to the left.
Yeah, Bob's going to be over the trolling motor I haven't seen yet. And I'll be stuck.
Unless you want to do some like high action kayak jumping off the top of a base of a dam.
No, I've seen some guys doing a kayak trip down I guess it was down a runoff or something, a concrete runoff. It had quite a bit of water, and them guys were cruising.
Yeah.
I mean, and that one guy, he got airborne at the end of it.
Wow.
I don't know if you've seen it. It was floating around
no,
Facebook or something. I mean, it's like an incline like this, and I bet they're doing like 60 miles an hour.
Holy crap.
And when he hits the bottom, the water at the bottom, he goes like this, it skips and goes up and just kind of turns and comes back down.
Huh.
I was like, whew, not for me.
I've seen some of the guys doing the kayaks, and they're in snow, like on the side of a mountain or something. That's pretty nuts too.
I think I'd be into that.
Snow is pretty tricky. You lose control on snow pretty easily. So what do you think about Evinrude shutting shop? Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
you just kind of shut them down.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. Mercury's a good company, so I think.
Well, you're gonna have all these pros now that were on the they're getting paid by Evinrude. They're gonna be shopping for new motors, and with the economy right now, there's not a lot of options out there. People aren't looking for new pros to jump on.
Yeah, it's definitely going to hurt some people, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's tricky. And that G2 is an awesome motor. My buddy Jerry's got a 2016 Ranger, and that's what it's got on there. And that's
the G2.
Yeah, that's a sweet motor. I mean, it's electronic steering, and the pedal, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the hot foot that mounts on the floor. The pedal on the G2 comes down from above, so it's more like an actual vehicle that you drive. So it clears up you're not fighting with that hot foot all the time. It's very responsive. So it's a bummer to see them go. And they're shutting down Alumacraft too. Apparently they owned Alumacraft. I heard that.
No, I didn't know
So
that.
they're shutting down the plants down in Arkansas. There's going to be like at least 600 jobs lost with that whole deal. So that's
Well, I'm sure.
very unfortunate.
Well, I'm sure with Vexus coming out, I'm sure Vexus is going to be another. It's probably going to be take the next place of that, I would think.
Yeah, well, you got.
But Vexus is so damn expensive. I mean, and we kind of had that conversation. I'd have a hard time spending $100,000 on a boat that just came out when Ranger's been out for so many years, and people know how dependable they are and how well they're built. How do you come out with a brand new boat and just put a price tag the same as the one that's been there 40, 50 years?
Yeah,
and build that reputation.
Well, that boat's not made for the average fisherman. It's at a price point where they're expecting to only get 1% of the actual fishermen to buy something like that. It's kind of an elite. It's priced really high for that reason.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Rolex watch or something. They're not going to do volume on that boat. I'd get a Phoenix, man. If I was going to go out and buy a new boat right now.
A Phoenix?
Yeah. If I was looking to spend a lot of money, I like those Phoenixes. They're pretty sweet.
I just can't. I cannot bring myself to spend $100,000 on a boat. I mean, that is just nuts.
The best way to do it, in my opinion, is to buy a 3 to 5 year old boat. If you're wanting to get a newer boat and spend the money on it, get you a 3 to 5 year old boat. A lot of those, like some of the Mercs, they have like a 10-year warranty on the motor.
Thanks,
you buy that
Will.
motor, you get your warranty. That's the whole deal with a boat is you want something with a warranty if you can get it.
Yeah. See, he wants me to fish out of a rubber ducky float tube.
You'd look cute in a rubber. You could have your little water wings.
And my pink shirt.
Yeah, you'd be right up your alley with your swim trunks.
I'd wear a schmediums.
Schmediums? You gotta wear schmediums, man. Gotta wear schmediums. You could even have the little swimmer's hat on there.
Yeah, I could do that. I say, you can put one on, but you already wouldn't know any difference.
Ranger just fired a bunch of people too, Joe says. Yeah, things are getting shook up right now. There's a lot of shakeups going on.
Yeah, I have a feeling, I know everything that's going on is starting to go away a little bit, but I have a feeling we're going to see the financial point of that catch back up here shortly. And that's probably the start of it there. You're going to start seeing a couple jobs here and there getting lost and some other stuff. It's going to take a while to get built back up.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you in my line of work, I don't even know how to explain how busy we are. It was absolutely nuts the past 3 months. But
yeah, my work's been, you guys know I'm a letter carrier, and then the mail volume has dropped a bunch because all these big companies are no longer doing advertising. The first thing with a big company that goes is their advertising, which is why you're seeing a lot of these pros lose their sponsorships.
It's funny. Promotion. It's funny you say that too, because my employer, he's got 2 different businesses, but he does advertising, digital billboards,
mm-hmm.
and it's booming.
It's booming.
Yeah. But I don't know if it's because it's a new trend of billboards, because it's cheaper and they can run, I think they run like 8 ads a minute or something, or 16 ads a minute or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And, it's cheaper for companies to go that route, but they still have the same billboard. But that thing's been, I think we just hired like 2 new salesmen for that. Because it's been growing big time.
Well, that's the new, things are trending kind of that way,
So maybe some of the newer stuff is going to be okay, but you might see some of the older stuff start kind of fading out now.
And they can kind of quantize that too. They can put I don't know how the salesmen work, but they can actually put, a bump strip across a road and see how much traffic goes along that.
That's what we do.
Yeah. And they can say, well, this sign in this location is going to get you 40,000 views a day. They can sell it like that.
Like at our Cincinnati branch, we put one up there, and I think they had averaged it at, oh God, what was it, like 270,000 a day?
Wow.
Because they're at a main intersection of I think it's 3 different highways or interstates that run through right there.
Mm-hmm.
So they get so much traffic per day. It was just, I couldn't believe how many
massive.
People. Yeah.
Yeah, those are really popular.
Yeah. Danny said he likes the new Skeeter FXR.
Yeah, I've ridden in a couple of those
Wind in the
skeeters.
front deck.
They widen the front deck of that. Yeah.
Not so narrow. That's the one thing I was telling you, I like the nitros for a price point.
Mhm.
I mean, for a price point, you can't beat those things. That's one thing that I noticed on the nitros, how wide their decks have gotten.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. But
Yeah, my buddy Mike Marfa out of St. Louis, he won a Z20 last year in the Anglers in Action Championship, and I've got to fish out of that a couple times, and it's a wide boat. It's really nice.
yeah, that's the one thing on my boat that I just don't like about it is it's not wide enough.
Yeah, your boat's pretty narrow.
Yeah, and that's David even made the comment a while back about why I lay my rods the other way, but that's the only way you can lay them. If you lay them the other way, you wouldn't have any room left up there at all. With the reels, up at the front.
Right. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. You got to make your boat work for you.
Yeah. There's a buddy posted earlier today. He tried to order a part directly from Ranger, and it was told that it was no longer selling direct to consumers. Have to order through a dealership, effective today. Huh.
Well, Bat Sky, that's I had the problem with Motor Guide. I just broke a steering cable in my foot pedal on my trolling motor last week, and I called Motor Guide, and they don't sell direct either. They gave me the part number. I gave them my serial number for my trolling motor. They gave me that exact part number, and they said I had to call a dealership. So I had to call a Tri-State Trolling Motor up in St. Louis and take care of it that way. But I guess, a lot of companies are doing that now. They don't want to deal with that small stuff. They just want to send you to the dealership. It's kind of good business for the dealership too. It sends people their way. They're going to get
That's kind of what we do at work.
Yeah, because a guy has something break. Half the people are going to bring it to the dealership that's got the part and just have them do it. So the dealership's going to get the part sale and they're going to get the labor too. So it's just kind of good business.
Right. Yeah. Simon says, "What do you guys work?" I work at a stone fabrication facility, and we deal with all kinds of like natural stone, countertop stuff like that. We're probably one of the biggest companies in the Midwest.
You're a big stoner.
Yep, big stoner. Yep.
I'm a letter carrier for those.
We go to work and get our rocks off.
I'm a mailman. That's what I do. I feel like a parcel, like a UPS guy.
Whitewell said he's out. Just pulled up to the pond. Good luck, dude.
Catch a big one.
So $3 fish, man. I haven't seen you in a while. What's going on, man? Lumacraft is shutting down the Arkansas location and consolidating everything in the Minnesota location.
Okay,
that would make sense.
Okay, so as far as you know, the Lumacraft line is not going out. It's just their Arkansas locations. Because I was listening to I can't remember who I was listening to today, and he made it sound like a Lumacraft is shutting down altogether, which I hope not. My last boat was a Lumacraft. They make a pretty good product.
Oh, look, he said you're funny looking.
I thought he was talking about you.
Oh, well, maybe.
Thanks, Simon.
So, yeah, you guys make sure you tune in for Gabe's video that's dropping tomorrow. If you haven't seen mine, it dropped this morning. But let's just say things will definitely heat up around 3 and 4. We actually start catching a few fish finally.
Yeah, it gets real interesting in the part 2 of that video. So most of you guys know, but me and Greg had a little one-on-one tournament at Lake X. I'm gonna start calling everything Lake X. I decided.
Yeah, there you
go. Go to Cedar, I'm at Lake X. I go to Kincaid, I'm at Lake X.
Hey, whatever.
Everybody's doing it. It's always.
Well,
Lake
if you're
X.
going to Lake X, I'm going to go to like Lake P.
Lake P. Okay.
Lake P. I like Lake P.
Yeah, just don't pee in the lake.
Or
don't swim in the lake. Swim like you pee.
You can pee in the lake.
Yeah, you can't pee in the lake. I do it all the time.
Yeah. When you go swimming.
Yeah, right before I jump in the water, it's best to pee in the lake.
Yeah, jump in the.
That way you know where to land.
Yeah, you jump in the bubble.
Right. It's like those guys up on the high dive. They got that bubble spray down there, and the way they know where to land.
Oklahoma's workers angler is still out there. That's who was trying to call me, and then he finally texted me. He was out fishing right now.
Dude, what happened to your homie's calf, man? I saw.
Okies.
Yeah, what happened?
Got all tore up.
It was nasty. I thought he got bit by an alligator. That was.
Have I ever showed you the picture of Alex's foot?
No, I don't think so.
Oh man,
pretty bad, huh?
It was. Yeah.
David said, "Are you guys starting to get mats punching action started heading out deep?" You know what? Kincaid. When we were over there, it did start having some. There's some mats out there. They're kind of shallow. They're thickening up, but
get a little cheese on top.
I caught a couple out of it. You'll see in my video tomorrow. you'll see a couple mat fish that were caught. And then as far as the fish moving out deep, it's happening right now. The migration's kind of going that way. The water's really clear right now in our area. Well, actually, I heard Kincaid got really muddy because they had a bunch of. It's weird. We've had these pop-up storms coming through our area the last 2 days.
Are you talking down at the dam end?
Well, it was stained, really stained. Normally in the mainland
Yeah.
there would be 5, 6, 7 foot visibility.
Yeah.
It was more like 2 or 3 foot visibility. Wow. Excuse me, visibility.
I would have liked to fish that because
I would have too.
That'd make it a whole lot different there.
Yeah, they were definitely shallow. A friend of mine told me they were catching them up shallow.
He said he fell off his boat at the ramp. I laughed, but honestly, I've done the same thing. About 2 years ago, I actually fell off the side of my boat, stepping up on the step to get in my boat. I wasn't even in the water yet. It was early in the morning. I had flip flops on; they were wet, and I stepped on that little skid or side plate there.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I don't know what happened. I mean, it went right out from underneath me, and I fell flat on my back at Kincaid ramp. I mean, knocked the wind out of me. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, those boat ramps are slick. They always got that little snot grass on
Yeah.
them, a little layer of snot grass.
Yeah, it knocked the wind out of me.
Or goose crap. There's a lot of goose
I
crap.
got up, looked around. Everybody was still watching. So it was all right.
Nobody cheered for you.
No.
Didn't have a big old fat man come over trying to give you CPR.
No, thank God, no.
Mouth to mouth.
No, I'd be worried about some of the other ones over there.
Just hold still, buddy. I got you.
So, Victor says, "Hey guys, first time watching the live stream. Thanks, man.
Hey,
Appreciate
welcome
it."
aboard, man. Good to see you on there. Oklahoma's worst stinger says he is back. He's catching those schoolies. Man, I've been seeing a little bit of that. I saw a little bit of that yesterday. Those little schools that come up. They've only been up for like 5 seconds, and they're always 200 yards away. And you can't quite get over there.
Yep.
That's a telltale sign that they're starting to set up in that summertime pattern. They're moving out deeper.
Yep, definitely. So, all right, guys. Well, we're almost made it to an hour, and I hate to cut it short, but I've still got a lot of stuff to do around here. And I know we've been skipping the last 2 weeks. We had Memorial Day weekend. We had some stuff to catch up on. So it's been hectic. I'll say that. So make sure you guys join us for next week, though. We'll be on Tin Horse Monty's channel. Victor, since you're a new guy in here, make sure you go check out Tin Horse Monty's channel. We'll be on there next Monday. We try to do them every Monday, but sometimes it just don't work out that way. But and make sure you go check out my video dropped this morning. His drops tomorrow morning. That's the round 1 and 2 of our little fish off we're having right now. And then next Tuesday we're going to drop 3 and 4.
Yeah.
So
We'll both drop the same day, and you guys can see what happens. You'll want to check that out. It gets really, really good. DJ, thanks, man. I'll send you a text if I catch a big one. Maybe I'll catch a 5.3 or whatever you call it. That was a toad, man.
Yep, definitely.
You got to hold it up closer to the camera, though, man. You got to.
He's all gimped up though.
You got to give that fish.
I think
its
he was
credit.
He was leaning like this.
Yeah, he was. He was, man. You got to make your buddy get out of the boat. That's what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
So, all right, guys. We will see you next Monday.
All right, guys. Take care.